Right, folks, we're back for another Dundalk preview yet again. We'll be joined by Alan Martin in just a minute. This week, last week, how many of you played the Hollywoodbets typical competition? Dean, you played it for the first time. How'd you get on?
Yeah, rather poorly, to be fair. Wasn't my best Friday at Dundalk now, but no, I actually enjoyed it. It was a real fun kind of competition. It kind of works like a wee bit like a place product, except for it's more interesting, kind of, if that makes sense. I found it really good, actually. I'm not going to lie, I'll be playing this week again. You've played it a couple of weeks now. How does it actually work? Kind of, what's all involved?
Yeah, well, so you pick your five or your horses for the races, right?
Yeah.
And your points then are based off, let's say, the horse wins, so you get like 15 points or 14 points for a win, 13 points. So down whatever, like to whatever place your horse finishes. So if it comes last, you get one, and so up to 14 for the winner. Then also there's bonus points awarded for the winner of like what prize it is. If you get me, like the decimal price that would be awarded then as bonus points. So it works like that, and then to be in the money, obviously you have to be in the top five. But again, it's just a very fun competition to be involved in, and I won it Monday last week, so that was pretty good in fairness. Yeah. But again, all our winnings are being donated to the Irish Horse Welfare Trust.
Because we have to gamble responsibly as well, folks. So please do remember and gamble responsibly. So let me get that straight or right. So like when I entered it, so if my horse wins a 14 horse race, I get 14 points, but then on top of that, I get whatever the decimal price is added on as a bonus. So if I 6-1, you're getting 20 points for the race.
Yeah, that's it exactly, Dean.
That's pretty good. Like,
you've hit the nail on the head, though.
Because I was wondering how so many people had like good high scores after if the first couple of races, but no, that makes sense now. Yeah.
Yeah, like you're well in there if you have a 25-1 winner on you. You're well off the leaderboard.
and hopefully back it each way as well.
Definitely. Should we move into this week's action anyway? We'll be joined by Alan Martin. Right, boys, we're back again another week, another Dundalk meeting. We'll start with the 4 o'clock race. It's 5 furlong. I'm going to start with this. I'm going for Blue Cabbage on. Fifth in a very nice field last time out. That included the likes of Charmed and Giselle's Thunder. I'm very keen on Charmed. I think we'll win a Group 1 in the future. Then before that, finished behind Culver K, who has had an absolute blinding season, won his last 2 races as well. And before that one, finished third behind Frenetic and Chief Little Hawk, who have had, again, great seasons. And Chris Hayes is riding Blue Cabbage on, so I think it's a great chance there. Alan, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm in agreement, Ryan. Rated 82 in the all weather. The stable actually won this race last year with American Lady. She's a very similar type to American Lady, needing a couple of runs to try and get her head in front. Decent form, as you say, as a 2-year-old. She was fourth to Dickie Duda of Jessica Harrington's on debut at the Curragh. Dickie Duda went on to win a listed race. Again, as you mentioned, reigned fourth and third. She's seen the back of Frenetic twice. Takes all the beating here. It looks a weak enough race. Aprabara with Chloe Byrne claiming 10 might be one maybe to follow at home, but I think Blue Cabbage on for me.
Yeah, and Dean?
Yeah, that just funny you mentioned that about them won on that last year with that American Lady. That horse won a group race in Newmarket under Jamie Spencer then, didn't it? So,
yeah.
That could be something to keep an eye on. I do like your picks. It's just there's not going to be. I'll mix it up a little bit this week. I actually put up that Faster on last time out. Kind of persuaded you, Ryan, about it. That run was far too bad. I know Joseph's come on for their first run, tend to come on for their first run, but that was something serious poor. So I wouldn't rule it out, but maybe stepping back up and trip, not over the 5 furlongs, because it seemed to get outpaced really early. I'm going to go for Tassel Flower. I know Dylan Brown had a winner the last time this horse ran, and he gave an interview with Kevin Ryan after, and Kevin always asks, what's your best chance of coming? He thought that had a good shout each way. So I'm going to put it up at 18 to 1 each way here. Now, I noticed it was knocking around 33s, 25s there earlier on, so there has been a slight nibble for it on the market. It went to the front and led the last time and just kind of fell away too from home. I think it just burned itself out. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes here.
We'll move on to 4:30 then. I am going to give one more chance to Maleferous. Joseph O'Brien trained. I thought it was very unlucky last time out, came second, and in real time, I genuinely thought she got up. Drawn again in stall 5 was the same as last time out. This time it's back up to 1 mile 4, so up another 2 furlongs. If she does keep in a straight line this time, I think she will be very, very hard beat.
Yeah, I am in agreement there. I agree with you. Everything that you kind of says there. Watching the race last time out in real time, you thought, gee, she just nicked it, but she ran around a wee bit. But to her credit, she kept finding and kept on strong towards the line. I think the step up and trip probably going to suit. On form, she's the horse to beat without a shadow of a doubt. I like one that I would take maybe or give a chance to each way is Brendan Duke's listening mode. 12 to 1. Has ran over hurdles and was 5th last time at Dundalk and behind a couple of these in this race. Might have a chance each way, squeak, maybe something about bit of value. Brennan isn't running too many horses these days, so I'm interested that he sends one up here.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm strong. I'm strong on Maleferous. Look, we put it up a couple of times now, and looking at it, the 4 behind the illusory, Scott Lang is going to reoppose here. Now, Scott Lang was second. Maleferous has the benefit of 2 runs now. Joseph's gone for cheek pieces this time. Joseph has actually won this race twice in the last 3 years. They're looking to probably go and win it again. Ryan, you mentioned it there, it took her a while to get going. I actually think if you watch it back, she kind of changed her legs inside the last furlong. She's still learning. And I think going back up a trip, cheek pieces will help her concentrate. It wouldn't surprise me from an inside stall that she goes forward. Now, they might set the fractions a wee bit slower. They might she might sit second or third. But again, I think she'll be the one finishing late and fast.
She's nice on paper as well, so they kind of be desperate to get a 1 on there early on now in her career as well. And it'll bode well for her in future too.
Yeah, she's definitely due a win. 5 o'clock one night. Without looking at the prices, I am going to go for Conor Hogan here. Back down to 1 mile 4 from 2 miles last time. I can see him run a very big race here. He ran well, 3rd behind Storm Steps. Last time he ran at 1 mile 4. And I think this distance is absolutely perfect for Conor Hogan. Shane Foley's riding and Noel Meade is training. I don't know what price he is, but I can see him at least getting into the places.
I'll just check the prices for you on that now, Alan, if you want to go ahead first.
Yeah, the one really stands out for me is Drakensberg, trained by Tony Martin, going to be ridden by Siobhan Rutledge. This team, they paired up last week with the Mouse Doctor, and I just went through this horse's form. Now, he was third to Glorious Off the last day. If you watch the race back, it was a frantic enough finish. Glorious Off got up the inside. Drakensberg was coming in the outside. Awkward enough head carriage. Probably would have finished a wee bit closer if he had run straight. Now, he actually won this race back in 2019. And I think he's well handicapped. He's going to get a fast pace with Pack Army in the race. And I think he goes close.
8 to 1 year one is there around Conor Hogan. Yeah, and
that each way value on that.
Yeah. This is the hardest race to judge. To be fair, well, for me, it's the hardest race to judge because there's quite a few of them in contention there. Both your horses have their chances on form and paper and things like that. I thought Fox Fearless ran very nice the last day for Oliver McKiernan, the first run from Carroll Berkshire. Draws a bit of a concern here, but these longer distances is probably not much of a hindrance. He's in there around 12-1. I'd give him maybe an each way squeak, but you know, this race is really competitive, so you could see any number of horses, fighting out the finish here.
Yeah, we'll move on to the big race then of the night. The half 5, it's 1 mile 2. All eyes on Salt and Still, boys.
Yeah, it is for me. I know we've talked about this already today in a bit of a group chat. The thing for me now, I've taken a look just through the prices. I've seen varying prices from 1 to 3, 4 to 6 out and stuff. Like, look, Aidan McGuinness had a chat with John McDonald, who works for Bar One Racing, just the other day on the Dundalk Stadium page, just if people want to check it out. This horse is likely to be on the plane heading for Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. So, look, we don't know whether it's a prep run. He's rated 111. He's clear on all ratings. He won the Colin Quinn BMW Mile at the Galway Festival, and we know that's the target maybe next season. He's also winner of the Glencairn listed race at Naas. Like, he has plenty of weight. He's only getting weight, or he's getting weight off the rest of them. He's claiming Cian McRedmond's going to claim on him. So, as far as I can see, he's a very, very good price at 4 to 6. Like, if he's 1 to 3 in places, is he backable? Probably not. I'd put him in maybe into a double and a treble if you fancied something else on the card.
Yep. Dean, yourself?
Yeah, as you say, we kind of talked about this. I think his main target is where he's going in Saudi Arabia or wherever he's going on that plane. Is he out for a run? I don't know. It's just, the connections have run 2 horses in the race. Gavin Ryan, who's won before on Salt and Stall, and there's 2 big races, is on Raphael, the outsider of the 2. I know you're maybe thinking they're using the claim, which probably be a good shout. But to me, that screams that maybe they're just out for, the fitness run maybe or something like that. But I'm gonna try one here. It's a mad outsider. It's just this is probably a watch and brief this race because of the small 5 runner field. I'll throw on Tartlet at 14-1 if you're getting 2 places, or maybe bet me out the favourite or something like that. There you might get a decent price. But other than that, it's really a tight race to call.
Yeah, Dean, like you said there about Gavin Ryan, I mentioned it to you boys earlier. If Salt and Stall's 1 to 3 to win, shouldn't need a claimer to get there. Should be able to win with Gavin Ryan on board, in fairness. Yeah. So that's what is swaying me towards Raphael. But at the same time, like, Salt and Stall has beat Romanized here at Dundalk last time out, and that was very, very good. But if it is just a prep run, just take a wee run, get back into race fitness, then could be a whole other story.
There's just one other thing I wouldn't read too much into that. Maybe Cian McRedmond does a lot of his homework with him. We don't know. The other thing as well, who's going to ride him in Saudi Arabia? Is Gavin going to go out there with the restrictions? Probably not. So I don't know. If he drifts any more and he heads towards 4 to 5, maybe, I don't know whether he's a play, but it's definitely an interesting race. We'll know more in the market towards later tomorrow evening.
But yeah, definitely. It's one to be keeping an eye out on in the market. Like, it's going to be interesting to see how that goes, whether Salt and Stall drifts or gets shorter, or what way Raphael goes as well.
Was it not on the social media there the other day that Gavin Ryan was booked to ride Harry's Bar and Ronan Whelan was booked to ride Bowerman?
Right.
I'm not 100% sure now. I thought I seen that somewhere for that Saudi sprint and the one that Bowerman's going for. So if that was the case, you would imagine Gavin Ryan would ride Salt and Stall if he's there already, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so it's going to be a real hard race to judge off that. Salt and Stall's not really back in price, but if Salt and Stall's out to win it, then definitely will win it. We'll move on to the 6 o'clock race. 2 words for you here, boys. Major Power. Stalled 5 this time, and absolutely brilliantly last time. Ran brilliantly last time to finish second at 18-1. You definitely won't be getting 18-1 this time out. 3-1, I think's the price around there. Shane Cross is riding. Steps up in trip to a mile, I think.
That's more than 2 words, isn't it?
Yeah. Definitely. Alan, what do you think?
I'm actually going probably small each way in this race. I thought this was the trickiest race of the night. Harriet's Force, trained by Keith Clark. I actually selected this on my Bowen Racing preview a couple of times. But Shane Foley book now really catches the eye. This mare just second to Bucky Larson at 33-1 back late last year. Second to Settle for Bay. Settle for Bay, that was his first win since landing the Hunt Cup back in 2018 in Royal Ascot. Like, she's consistent around the dog. She's in around, I don't know, 14, 16 to 1 there. I wouldn't put anyone off having a small each way back at a mile where all our best runs have been at.
Yeah, and Dean, yourself?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as Ryan. I like Major Power here. I just thought he was so unlucky the last time. That was a race, Ryan, that I had the winner, and you were actually on Major Power, and it was about the 1-2 in the race. That Friday night we had 3 of them 1-2s actually. Touched off, just literally was just touched off after a break. It has a great draw here. Those to step up an extra furlong should be no problem, given the way he finished off his last race. Fast Eddie, or they call it Fast Eddie. They call him the Eddie Lynham. He's got the other horse trained by Sarah Lynham, I think it is, in the race as well. Won the last. Tyrconnell won the last time out. Could be a danger. Could probably be the main danger. Foreign Legion, not without a chance either. There's a few in there, as Alan says, quite a tacky race, and but no, I like Major Power. I just think, given it the way he finished off the race last time after a break, or a short layoff, things should fall right for him here.
Yep. We'll move on to the half 6. I think Mr. Lynham's going to have a quick fire double here. Masley, for me, redeemed himself last time out and finally got that win. He's been very unlucky all year, but he's finally got that win. I really think Masley's going to win. Dylan Brown McMonagle's obviously on him. Bet Ranger Bob by a neck last time. Masley should be bang though. Slade Runner's probably the big danger.
Yeah, I was just about to say this looks a 2-horse race if I've ever seen, and that's no disrespect to anything else in the field. But on form, given form, if you look through the race, these two look to clear, and that's why they're at the head of the market. 5-2 about Masley. Looks nailed on. Napple and Knights won't be beat. Simple as that.
Yep. Alan?
Yeah, I'm in agreement, lads. Again, just looking through the winners of this race in recent times, the stable actually won this race last year with Major Power. So, Masley, I thought he only went up £3. He was impressive enough the last day. He probably just takes a little bit of knowing. Conor Hoban, if you watch it, he held on to him for quite a long time. Dylan Brown McMonagle's going to ride him this time. He's been placed off marks in the high 60s this time last year. So, £3 raise, he should be bang there. 5-2, I'm happy to play.
Yeah, Dylan's offsets that £3 raise as well, so it's no surprise to see a claimer on board.
Yep. We're all in agreement on that one anyway. The 7 o'clock race, Dean, I think we all know who you're going for here. Sideshow Bob, maybe?
No, he would have a chance.
No.
He's a tricky sort. I'm going to go a different route this time. But Sideshow Bob, again, probably deserves his chance. He's just... it was funny just to hear the lads on Racing TV. It was Fran Berry, actually, talking about the last day about Big Bad Bob's progeny. They're... it's very hard to get a judge on them because they don't know what the right trip is. They're very hard to kind of put a line in there. Hopefully he's winning for Connection sometime soon, but I'm going to go for Hands Down. Now, this horse had no form prior to coming third and was just beaten 3/4 a length and 3/4 of a length, I think, the last time. So it actually wasn't too bad, or beaten that far at 80-1. Drawn 17. Hard draw, but over the longer distance, I think this horse is going to be doing the best work late anyway, like the last time. So I would like to see him kind of progress on from that run, maybe 12-1. He's actually the trainer, Charles Moore or Charlie Moore, whatever, is a Letterkenny man. Now, Letterkenny would be half an hour away from me, but I've never heard much about him before. So it'll be interesting to see. So hopefully it runs well for him.
Yeah, Alan, what's your tip?
Ranger Bob for me in this. Just like we're all in agreement with Masley in the race before. Ranger Bob was second to Masley last time out. Very, very fast finishing. And again, watching this replay back, Colin Keane took him quite a while to get him stoked up and get him going. But when he did get him going, he flew home. Sam Ewing's going to be aboard this time. He's drawn nicely in 7. Now, I looked at the pace of this race, and as we can see, Togoville's in there. Togoville likes to go forward. Now, again, Dean's looking for a fast pace. I'm looking for a fast pace. So I think could be Ranger Bob coming on one side, hands down, maybe coming on the other side. And it'll be a sprint to the lane, and who gets there?
Yeah, well, mine might come up the middle. Yes, I'll go for Caesar's Comet in this race. Paddy Harness riding it down 3 pounds from last time, 3 pounds off the last winning mark. That's what I was going for. Harda is claiming a couple as well, so should be fairly well in there. Back up to the winning distance of 7 furlongs, was running at 6 furlongs last time. Won't find much better in this race, I don't think. Your boys' selections look solid enough, but for me, I'm going for Macaulay again, Caesar's Comet. We will quickly move on to the final race of the night. The H7, it's 7 furlong. For me, it's between Benevente and Devil's Outlaw. Devil's Outlaw did beat Benevente last time out by 3/4 of a length. I do think Benevente, though, has a lot more potential than Devil's Outlaw. And I do think that result is going to turn around this time. But Benevente is going to win. What do you think?
I am in agreement. Devil's Outlaw, I actually tipped up last week along with Blackstone Cliff for a double on the night. Of course, Blackstone Cliff won, and Devil's Outlaw was beat by a nice sort, and fairness to the horse. Benevente was unlucky last time out as well. It was well supported in the market. And again, it was just behind Devil's Outlaw. I think that, and that race, I know it was Devil's Outlaw's second start as well, but Benevente had a long layoff and was gelded, and the form of the maidens worked out pretty well. And I just think now, fitter and better, stronger, I think Benevente will turn the form around and hit them there about 5-4. So good price for a double or a nice large one.
And Alan, yourself?
Yeah. Look, lads, I'm in agreement there too. Again, like I spent most of the week there just looking at the last winners of races. The last 2 winners of this race, Crossfire Hurricane back in 2020 and Numerian back in 2019. Now, look, Joseph's probably looking to win the race again with Devil's Outlaw. Is he in the class of them two? Probably not. Benevente, though, as Dean said, that maiden's worked out well with Lucky Vega and Lipizzaner. Came off the bridle early the last day. Like, if he can travel better, I just think he'll get the better of Devil's Outlaw up the straight, and like I think he'll win, and he could win easy enough.
Yep, that's fair. I'm in total agreement with that. Obviously, like I said, Joseph's won it the last 2 times. I don't think Devil's Outlaw is anywhere close to Crossfire Hurricane. Yeah, Benevente is all for me. Right, boys, if I had to put you on the spot for a nap, a next best and a best each way, what would you be going for? Alan, we'll start with you.
My nap of the night's definitely Blue Cabochon in the first. I think she's thrown in probably. I think she'll get her head in front. My next best, I will probably go for Masley, and then I'll put up Harriet's Force as the best each way. I think she's probably a big enough price at around 14-16 though.
Yep.
Nap of the night, Masley. Next best, let me see, Benevente and each way, hands down.
Yeah, I'll go Nap of the Night, Major Power, next best, Masley. I'll go for Conor Hogan each way of the night.
If we're doing a Trixie, what are we doing?
Major Power, Masley, and Blue Cabochon.
That's it.
Yep, that'll do.
Yep, that sounds good, boys.
Good stuff.
Right, be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us all on Twitter. We'll leave links to all them in below, and check out Alan's Bar One preview.